day everyone, I'm Alvin de Villarong from Group 4, and now I will represent a short video about marriage in ancient China.
See marriage as a special bond or union that exists between a man and a woman who pledge to become each other's husband and wife. But of course, there is so much more to it than just two people publicly declaring their unceasing love and affection for one another and passionately committing a lifetime of fidelity to their marital partners. In fact, the definition of marriage is not universal, especially when we put the values, customs, and traditions of various cultures into the equation. And even in the same culture, the intricate rules and details involving marriage are not the same as they were many years ago. And the idea of what marriage is and how it is done in a particular country are always in a constant state of evolution. For example, in modern-day China, the country's current law on marriage defines it as a system based on three things. First, the free choice of partners. Second, monogamy. And third, the equality between man and woman. Two people binding themselves through marriage requires the complete willingness of both parties. Neither of them can be coerced by the other, and third parties may not interfere in the marriage contracted by these two individuals. But in the past, this wasn't exactly the case. Well, not according to the tradition, and of course boasts an extensive history of more than 5,000 years. Social norms, ethics, as well as aesthetic standards of people varied from one dynasty to the next. And the same was the case for the rituals and rules observed by different generations when it came to getting married. The evolution of the marriage customs practiced by the ancient Chinese people for the last 5,000 years can be divided into 5 different stages. The stage of primitive group marriage, the stage of consanguineous marriage, basically meaning you're marrying someone who's sort of related to you, the stage of exogamous marriage, which is marrying outside your social unit or marrying outside your tribe, the stage of antithetic marriage, and the stage of monogamy marriage. The primitive societies that once resided in the land of China did not have a clear concept on what marriage is and were not constrained to follow rules and observe customs and etiquettes because such things were non-existent at the time. And so people did not have permanent spouses and everyone was just kind of married to each other. It was during the Middle Neolithic age that some limitations were established and parents were forbidden from marrying their own children. But marrying your siblings were still sort of okay. Eventually, marriage between sisters and brothers who were related by blood were also prohibited, and the options in selecting a spouse were limited only to potential mates that could be found outside of one's own family, clan, tribe, or social group. However, in exogamous marriages, marital relations were not just limited to two people who came from two different families. In fact, it was not unusual for a woman from one family unit to be married off to another social group so that she would become the
That's all everyone. Thank you for watching about the presentation of marriage in ancient China.